Okay, so going to go through page 19 of the reverse percentage questions. So question 10, Lucy has 68 books. This number of books is 70% more than the number she had last year. How many books did she have last year? So I'm going to go with the first method I went through, just to mix things up. So I know that 68 books is 170%. And I need to get back to 100%. So we could find out what 1% is, or we could find out what 10% is. To find out what 10% is, we need to divide by 17. And 68 divided by 17 is 4. We need to turn it into 100% times by 10. So that means there were 40 books before. Number 11. Henry invested money into a bank account. Each year, the money in the account earns 3% interest. After 1 year, the total amount of money in the account was $169.95. How much did Henry invest? So what did he have in the bank account before this 3% interest, basically? I'm going to use the second method for this one. So the old amount times by 1.03, not 1.3, remember, because that would be 30%. 1.03 is 169.95. So if I want to work out what the old amount is, I need to do 169.95 divided by 1.03. And 165 is the answer. In a sale, the price of a lawnmower is decreased by 16%. Jody buys a lawnmower for this much. Okay, so a decrease of 16% would be a multiplier of 0.84. So something times by 0.84 gave us the new price of £378.40. So I'm going to do £378.40 divided by 0.84. Just had to check that because it seemed like a bit of a weird amount, and just checked it on the Corporate Maths website, and I can see that they've now changed this price, so there must have been a mistake when they made this question. So I'll change that in the pack for next year, but that should be £369.60, and then I assume it works out a much nicer number than this, but that's what it comes to. Okay, Evie is given a 22% pay rise and her new salary is this. Now, if I want to increase something by 22%, I would times by 1.22. So something times 1.22 equals 21,960. So I need to do 21,960 divided by 1.22. And we get 18,000. Okay, number 14. A limited edition bag of sugar contains 35% more than a standard bag. The limited edition bag contains this much. How much is in the standard bag? So again, if you want to increase something by 35%, you would times by 1.35. I'm going to actually use the other method for this question though. So if I've got 35% more than normal, then I've got 135%. And that is equal to 702 grams. And we want to turn this back into 100%. So I'm going to turn this into 1% by dividing by 135. So 1% is 5.2 grams. So 100% will be 520 grams. Okay, Number 15. An oil tank has sprung a leak and loses 77.5% of its contents, and there is now 333 litres in the tank. How much was in there before? So the percentage which is now in there is 22.5. So 22.5% is equal to 333 litres. To turn it back into 100%, let's find what 1% is. We need to divide by 22.5 and times by 100. So if we do the same with 333, do it all in one step, 1,480 litres was the answer. And last, oh no, not the last one, number 16, cost of a car is this. It includes VAT at a rate of 20%, so how much is the VAT? Okay, so differently worded question, this one. This one wants to know what 20%, what that extra 20% is worth in terms of money. It's not saying what is 20% of this, by the way. Okay, this amount includes the added 20%, so this amount is 120%. But it doesn't want us to work out the amount of the car without VAT, it wants us to work out what the VAT is. So I need to find out what just 20% is. Now there is a direct way to get from 120 to 20, and it is dividing by 6. So if we divide this by 6, £1,982.50. Okay. And we've got some applied questions now. Seems like all of these are applied questions really, but there we go. In a sale, a shop produces all its prices by 10%. On the last day of the sale, the shop produces the sale prices by 20%. On the last day of the sale, a mobile phone costs £432. How much was it before the sale? So they've had an initial sale and then they've made the sale even better. Now, don't just add these together. This is not an overall reduction of 30%. Okay, so some original cost. Let's do that. Original cost got times by, what would you multiply by to reduce something by 10%? You times by 0.9. And then that got times by, what would you times something by to reduce it by 20%? 0.8. And that gave us a price of 432. So we need to undo this. We're going to divide by 0.8 and divide by 0.9, and we'll get the original cost. So divided by 0.8 gives us 540. Divide that by 0.9 gives us £600. And we could have divided by the product of those things if we'd have worked that out. And that would have given us the same answer.